Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today after the news that Hyunjin is back, he has been participating in an MB, so I want to congratulate all stays and all people that supported him through this hiatus. I believe that I'm not a stay, but I think that from a perspective of someone that it's an army or someone that has a lot of love and appreciation for an artist. I think that it must be really a really sad situation, and really like nerve-wracking and really intense and painful situation to actually not being able to see um, some artist that you appreciate. So I think that this is a very special moment for a lot of people, so I want to congratulate you, and I want to congratulate Hyunjin also for starting this new phase in his life, and that everything he went through is worth it. So let's see what the tarot card has to say about it. Actually, I think that it's not a coincidence that yesterday I uploaded a request that had been asked for me to do about the nature of the relationship or dynamic between Hyunjin and Itzy's Jeji. You know that I don't do shipping readings, but this one was very requested. It was very popular topic, and I think that the fact also that I didn't make the reading sooner. It's because it involved him, and I wanted to be respectful to stays. Some stays actually had been really quiet when it comes to, and have been trying to be respectful when it comes to actually Hyunjin not being present in that moment of hiatus. So this is why I tried to avoid for a very long time doing readings that involved him, and I didn't want to read into his energy because I felt like I was being invasive, because this it's a period of pause. I know that it was unwillingly, but it's like a period where he was in hiatus for a reason, so I thought that it was disrespectful to be reading for him. But yesterday I did. I read for him, I read for Gigi, and now we have this news that he's back. So let's see. Now finally I can read for him. So let's see what the cards have to say about how he's doing and about, well, the energies available for him. We have the Princess of Swords, the Two of Swords, the Eight of Cups, the Judgment, and I also pulled two cards from the Energy Oracles, and I got the card of Victory and Community. So let's start with the tarot. I see a lot of swords here, so definitely it hasn't been an easy moment, or I mean, for Hyunjin, I think that because I see him like, when we think about the swords element, we think about the intellect, and we think about words, we think about communication. So him being represented as like this princess of swords energy, it means that probably when he had to go into hiatus, he probably had a lot of things he wanted to say, or at least I think he had a very strong desire to communicate with the fans, to probably tell his side of the story. Um, I'm not here taking sides about the situation that he was accused of, because I do not know about it and I don't want to get involved. I'm just reading his energy and from his point of view, so keep that in mind. Um, I see him here with this energy of the Princess of Swords being like really like him wanting to say a lot of things. Him wanted to express himself, him wanting to tell his truth. And somehow I see him here with next to the Two of Swords, that he wasn't allowed to do so. And I think that people that manage this kind of situation, I told him not to do it, actually prevented him from doing it, and just asked him to lay low, to sit still, to wait, to be patient, to be quiet. And I think that for him it wasn't easy. It was a very dark moment. It was a moment where at first it was really unbearable, the fact that he couldn't. I think that this has to do with the fact that he wanted to defend himself, or he wanted to tell his side of, of the things that happened. Or probably it also has to do with communicating with the members. I think that there's something very important here with the sword, that is telling me something about communication. So probably if he had to go through this process of silence, probably this also meant that he had to be like not in contact with the members. Some of you, some that are fans can you like maybe give me some feedback if it is true or not? Because I have the feeling that it's not that he couldn't talk to them, it's just that he was advised to stay a bit distant from them in order to not make things worse for the rest, and especially because not because he would affect the group, it's just because it's like a way to preserve their energy as well. You know, they had to continue, they had to do, they had to keep working. So there's something about actually having to walk away, like emotionally, like distance himself, not only in the fact of communicating, but also when it comes to emotions. I think that he had to um, give up a lot of opportunities and a lot of offers and um, a lot of things that he had available for himself. He had all those things taken away from him. So I think that it does feel like some kind of, I wouldn't say punishment, but it's like it's a way taking him away from these opportunities, or actually like removing him from some situations or some interactions. It was done so that he could understand the seriousness of the consequences of what was the accusations, and how bad it was. And I think that at first I see him like he tried to fight back, like he really tried to like to defend himself. He was really angry. He was ready to talk, or ready to make things right. I think that he is not someone that is used to be sitting around and waiting for opportunities to fall on his lap. You know, he's someone that is he's very honest, and he's very blunt. And of course that if he makes a mistake, he will be the first one to apologize, because it's the nature of who he is, or at least he tries to do what's right. So I see him like, probably it's because like a lot of legal advisors or a lot of people involved in this company probably advise him otherwise, advise him to not do anything. And I think that this was very heartbreaking and very painful for him to do, having to walk away from something that was related to him, you know, like not being able to say anything, to do anything. You know, it feels like a um, very like frustrating situation, a very frustrating feeling. And but I think that when he was able to be separated from the drama, or separated from the, not the drama, but there's like a sense of chaos, a sense of, oh, what are we going to do? You know, a lot of people talking, a lot of people asking him questions, a lot of people questioning him and asking him to say like asking him the same question over and over in different kinds of ways. You know, trying to get out, trying to take like as if he was in some kind of you know, when in those shows where in these crime shows, you know, these crime investigators, that they do this kind of confessionary room, you know, where they ask you to give your side of the story, you know. In I think that he was like, also like, when I think about these sorts and I think about communication, I also think about checking facts all the time, checking what did you do, what did you say, how did you say it, where was it, who was with you, you know. And I think it got really exhausted for him, because afterwards it was just silence for him. He was just left alone. So I think that it's probably a kind of experience that made him grow a lot and made him like mature all of a sudden, but at the same time it felt really it it felt really heavy. Actually, I think that he also was able to see that that he's not a kid anymore, you know, that he is an adult. I think that I don't know why, but there's always something about idols and their, because they are so young when they enter this industry, that even though everything seems so glamorous for the outsiders or for people that are watching, sometimes they live in some kind of bubble, you know, and sometimes for them they are really naive about a lot of things, you know. That I think that sometimes people like don't pay attention to that much, you know. You think that because he's handsome or because he's successful, you think that he's got it all, you know. He got everything figured out, and actually he's just a young adult that is starting to live his life, you know. And probably there's a lot of experiences for him that are really shocking and that are really traumatic, because it's like I always say when I talk about these kinds of scandals, because it can happen to a lot of people that go through the same, of having your reputation like being questioned and stuff. It's like all of a sudden you probably are someone's favorite, and then all of a sudden you turn out to be, I don't know, the nation's number one enemy. You know, it's really, it's I don't know how to explain it with words, but I want you to understand how traumatic the situation is. How to not being able to understand what's going on, like why, like how come all these people were around me all this time supporting me, and now everyone is gone and I'm here left alone, like if as I was a prisoner, or like if I have like some kind of like if if I have like some contagious disease, you know, like everyone is walking away from me, something like that. It definitely affects you. So I think that he went through this moment of feeling really lonely, feeling really really remorseful, also really regretful. He had a lot of time to think and to connect with his, like I said when I did his reading yesterday for him and Jaji's connection. If you want to check it out, you can also look at it and watch it and give me your feedback if you want. And I saw him like really going through a lot of transformation, because in here with the card of the judgment, definitely there's like he had come to a big realization actually about himself, and I think that He used to be really reckless or sometimes too spontaneous when it comes to his actions, and now he's like getting more in touch with his more sensitive, intuitive, with his more tender and sensitive nature. He is all this time has taught him to be more present in the moment, to value a lot of things that he took for granted, or at least that when, because fame is tricky for people, especially for young people. When you start really young, you're really impressible, everything sounds great, everything is fun, everything is light, and then when you go through these moments of facing hardships or facing accusations, you realize that all of a sudden that very sparkling and shiny and glamorous lifestyle is no longer shining and glamorous. On the contrary, it's very dark. It's very dark and lonely. So that's why it's very important for these young people to have like a strong base of support, especially from family and from close friends and from people that truly care for them or about them as people, because I think that if we're going to talk about the industry, or if you're going to talk about the company or about the people that invest in them when it comes to their image, I think that those people they just go with the flow and go with what's popular and go with what makes them earn more money. So I think that you are disposable for them in that sense. It's like if you are a pretty face, they will get a new pretty face to replace you. So I think that for him it's very important to actually build really honest and really deep and strong connections with people that really care about him, not only because of who he is or the role he plays in the group or the roles he plays as an artist. I think that he is starting to see, because also the Judgment, it's a card that talks about you finally like opening your eyes and seeing the reality for what it is, and also you going through like a major transformation and answering a calling that's an important task, and there's an important role that is being asked for him to take, and I think that he definitely is now more aware that he has a huge responsibility as part of the group and as a public figure also, that it's not just fun and games, it's also being responsible and being trying to be a really good model, because he has a lot of people that are looking at him, are looking up to him. That he has a lot of fans that love him. He has a lot of people that had been waiting for him. So I think that he definitely now more than ever is aware of the impact of his actions. Probably in the past or before this happened, he thought he was invincible. He thought he had it all figured out. He thought he was smarter than the rest. But it's not that he is this way. It's just that it's because he's young. He's young. He's young, and he wants to be free, and he wants to experience, and he's full of life. So it's normal that he feels like he knows things, like he knows life, or he knows what he wants to do. And actually, these kinds of events or these kinds of scenarios that actually come with a lot of learning and a lot of growing for him. I think that we all went through this in some way, not with the same experience, but we all had been Hyunjin in some in some aspect of our lives, and I think that people that judge him, or probably people that try to be like patronizing over him. It maybe probably that people never lived life, or had never been a teenager, or never like it's like it's not to compare what he did with normalizing it. It's just that we all, grown-ups, adults, in our early 30s, in our early 20s, in our preteens, we all make decisions that sometimes we don't take into consideration others. We take into considerations what we want to achieve, and we sometimes don't see how it impacts on others. Or so I think that it's good to be fair. It's good to that justice is made, but at the same time, let's not forget that we don't know these people, like we don't know them. So it's like you cannot point fingers at someone just because you have seen it, a few clips of them. This is not how it should be. I think that definitely he's growing. Everyone grows, and I think that we should leave the expectations for ourselves, for making ourselves better, and not putting our expectations on strangers or on quote unquote idols, because each own has their own responsibilities for their lives, so let's not judge. Let's keep our minds open. So, and the oracle cards that came out, it's victory and community. So this definitely talks that him coming back is actually more, it's a victory for the community, and I think that the community is definitely stays. It's definitely the fandom. I think that this is a victory for them. I think that he also sees it like for him the victory, or probably the victorious part of this, of everything that going on, it's the fact that he can come back to the fans, because he now realizes that without them he wouldn't be able to shine the way he does. And I think that he had become more in tune with more aligned with his real passion and with his real calling. I think he wants to do better. He wants to be better. He doesn't want to disappoint Stace. And I think that him coming back actually represents a victory from the fandom, because I believe that not only because they will feel a sense of victory since he's back, it's just that they will recover something. They will win something. And I'm not talking about kingdom or about winning awards. I'm talking about them winning as a fandom, or them winning as the group that supports Stray Kids, and Stray Kids also winning from recovering, or from having Hyunjin back. And it's a huge victory for everyone involved. That this is why I think it's a great moment to celebrate. I think that even though some of us are not stays, I'm really happy for them. So I hope they celebrate. I hope they stay together for a long time, because what happened actually was so powerful and so impactful, and only people involved know what it felt like. So I think that today it's a moment to celebrate, and I think that this is very personal victory for the fandom and for the members, because only them know what it meant, the absence of Hyunjin. I think that other people that are not involved or are not that invested don't know how much this means. So yes, this is a victory. So this is like a celebration, to celebrate in community, to celebrate in union. So guys, this is all I have for my energy update for Hyunjin. I congratulate once again Stace and Stray Kids members, and I wish Hyunjin the best from now on. So, and when it comes to, I was reading comments about in my reading that I did for him and Jaji, and that everyone were asking me for him and to do him and other women or other idols. You know that I do not do shipping readings. I just agree to this one. I will not be bothering Hyunjin's energy, just pairing him up with different females. You know, no, I don't do that. I did this one with Jeji so we can clarify a bit about their dynamic. I did it. Let's leave Hyunjin energy alone for a while. Let's let him settle, and he has a lot of work to do. He's going to be really busy probably, so let's be respectful with his energy, and let's be respectful with the tarot as well. So guys, I will see you in the next video. Bye.